You are welcome here, just the way you are. No more hiding tears, no more covering scars. You are welcome, holy welcome. You are welcome here, just the way you want to be. Bring your deepest hopes and all your wildest dreams. You are welcome, holy welcome, holy welcome. You are welcome here, just the way you are. No more hiding tears, no more covering scars. You are welcome, holy welcome. You are welcome here, just the way you want to be. Bring your deepest hopes and all your wildest dreams. You are welcome. There's something in the air, a dream of life in love, with minds that rest in prayer, sparking joy we're in awe. No matter where your path has been or time will somehow flies, like souls will come home again, true friendship ever thrives. Is this where the magic happens? Can you feel the farce revealed right now in you and me? The secret is wherever we are. There's something in a smile that can turn a day around. Moments so worthwhile when we find common ground. No matter what the day might bring, right here we can align, knowing that we will be seen as perfect, whole, divine. This is where the magic happens. Let's feel all the hearts, from close to me and me to you. The secret is wherever we are. So meet me where the magic happens, feeling all the hearts ignited now in you and me. The secret secret is wherever. The secret is whenever. The secret is together we are.
Good morning, CSL St. George, Centers for Spiritual Living. Thank you for joining us today. I absolutely love that intro song. It put a smile on my face to see everybody's faces gathering together. It was great. We are an open, loving, and inclusive community that supports thinking creatively and living a deeply spiritual life. Today's cast is tech is Bill Smith, the guy that gave the talk last week. He's multi-dimensional being, can also do the technical behind everything. I am your host, Star. Our music is by Alan Standley, and our invocation will be by Christopher McCardle. And Marina, who's usually our tech, is going to do our reading today. I'm glad to have you in the service where you can be seen. And our message is by Reverend Joe Kovach. Can't wait to hear what's coming today. Okay, Alan, let's go for it.
Okay. Thank you, Star.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I know you're all well. So we're going to go into a mellow moment of the service for a little bit, and we can sing the song, lay back and relax, and then Christopher's going to come in and offer our invocation, and then we'll sing a little bit more after that. So welcome again. In the silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. Love is there. In the silence, where every rainbow ends and every gift ends, good is there. In the light, now you find that you know peace of mind. In the silence, your path is paved in gold, and all your dreams unfold. Love is there. Peace is there. Truth is there. Spirit's there.
Good morning. We can open us up with an affirmative prayer. And in that, I will speak some words of affirmation in the knowing and the recognize of the divine intelligence that is in all things. It is the process in which we move. It's the gravity that holds us on this earth. It's the sun that warms our face and grows our plants. It's in the oxygen that we breathe. It's in every aspect of life, and I am one with it. And as I am one with it, I know and I recognize that each one of you out there is one with it as well. We are the expression of that divine perfection, the beauty of life itself unfolding and bringing into consciousness new ideas of change, of wholeness, of completion. And I know and I recognize this wholeness as all of life, that it is just holding us up and moving us forward. It's the magic that happens. And in this, I open service with just a great deal of joy and gratitude in my heart, knowing that the words that are spoken and the lessons are here, the camaraderie, the relationship, the family, the unity of us as Centers for Spiritual Living is that divine action just flowing this morning. So I open service knowing everything will be perfectly unfolded, and each person will hear exactly what it is they need to hear as they move forward in their day and in their life, and they bring this joy and this happiness to the world. So in that knowing, I just recognize the gratitude that just rests within inside of me, that same gratitude that's there for each one. And I let it be. I open service with the joy in my heart, the perfection of life, the unknowingness of the wholeness that is us. And I let it be. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Christopher. In the silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. Love is there. In the silence, where every rainbow ends and every rainbow ends, good is there. In the light, now we find that you know peace of mind. In the silence, your path is paved in gold, and all your dreams unfold. Love is there. Peace is there. Truth is there. God is there. I would like to invite Marina, our world traveler, back to offer our reading for us today. Hello, Marina.
Hello, Alan. It's good to be back for sure. Today, I am going to read for you an Araya Mountain Dreamer poem, the one that inspires her book, The Dance, Moving to the Deep Rhythms of Your Life. I have sent you my invitation, the note inscribed on the palm of my hand by the fire of living. Don't jump up and shout, "Yes, this is what I want. Let's do it." Just stand up quietly and dance with me. Show me how you follow your deepest desires, spiraling down into the ache within the ache. And I will show you how I reach inward and open outward to feel the kiss of the mystery, sweet lips on my own every day. Don't tell me you want to hold the whole world in your heart. Show me how you turn away from making another wrong without abandoning yourself when you are hurt and afraid of being unloved. Tell me a story of who you are and see who I am in the stories I am living. And together we will remember that each of us always has a choice. Don't tell me how wonderful things will be someday. Show me you can risk being completely at peace, truly okay with the way things are now in this moment, and again in the next, and the next, and the next. I have heard enough warrior stories of heroic daring. Tell me how you crumble when you hit the wall, the place you cannot go beyond by the strength of your own will. What carries you to the other side of that wall, to the fragile beauty of your own humanness? And after we have shown each other how we have set and kept the clear, healthy boundaries that help us live side by side with each other, let us risk remembering that we never stop silently loving those we have once loved out loud. Take me to the places on the earth that teach you how to dance, the places where you can risk letting the world break your heart. And I will take you to the places where the earth beneath my feet and the stars overhead make my heart whole again and again. Show me how you take care of business without letting business determine who you are. When the children are fed, but still the voices within and around us shout that soul's desire have too high a price. Let us remind each other that it is never about the money. Show me how you offer to your people and the world the stories and the songs you want our children's children to remember. And I will show you how I struggle not to change the world, but to love it. Sit beside me in the long moments of shared solitude, knowing both our absolute aloneness and our undeniable belonging. Dance with me in the silence and in the sound of small daily words, holding neither against me at the end of the day. And when the sound of all the declarations of our sincerest intentions has died away on the wind, dance with me in the infinite pause before the great next inhale of breath that is breathing us all into being, not filling the emptiness from outside or from within. Don't say yes. Just take my hand and dance with me. Araya Mountain Dreamers works always frequently pop up in my consciousness, and I love sharing her things. She is always a reminder that wholeness is not a destination. It's not a place that we stand still. It's not even a place that we go in a straight line from, but that it's a dance. It's an unfolding of all that life is. It's not an act of changing, but an unfolding of what we are, of our essential self. I just love her work. I hope you do too. Have a blessed day.
That's lovely, Marina. Excuse me. That's wonderful. Thank you. So we'll do a Michael, Daniel Nate mod. Hang with me, folks. I'm going to be here for a little while. And sing right along. I feel like I'm ready now after hearing Marina's read. So it's wonderful. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of light. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to this precious moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of light. Get ready, my soul. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred self. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Well, that was a couple of really, really good songs. Yes, I love the idea of diving into it.
Thanks.
Sweet. All right, everyone. And thank you, Marina, for Araya Mountain Dreamer. Wow, that was beautiful. I listened to her a long time ago, and you brought back memories. That was good. Okay, today, this month, it's about living as wholeness. And today's talk by Reverend Joe Kovach is embracing that wholeness. So let's bring him on board.
See, was that perfect timing? I decided
There he is. He's diving in.
I'm diving in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, Star. I appreciate that. Love the orange. One of my favorite colors.
I know. I love it too.
Energetic, vibrant. And good morning to our beloved community. Happy first Sunday of December. Crazy. December 2023. What does that mean? That means it's almost 2024. Time is moving. Time is moving. So what are you experiencing? Right? We know time's moving. It's the holiday time. So many possibilities that we have in front of us. What are we choosing in this moment? Well, I'm going to choose first to start off this week's talk, knowing that you're perfect, whole, and complete, and you're right where you're supposed to be. So thank you for joining us live. And if you're watching the recording, knowing that you're perfect right where you are as well when you are. But I also want to start out by thanking practitioner Bill Smith for an amazing talk last week. He hasn't done that often, and I thought he did a fabulous job. I love the analogies and his passion. So thank you, Bill. Maybe we'll just do that again. So let's dive into this idea of embracing wholeness. So to dive in, we're going to backtrack just a little bit. Recognizing that 2 months ago, we had a talk about the whole month of paradoxes and paradoxical viewing, the way we view the world in duality, this or that, and that our mission was trying to do this and that, and recognizing it's all part of one whole. And then last month, we were looking at the idea, going back to that paradoxical thinking, we moved from separation to wholeness. Then last month, we're talking about the mundane, sacred, and profane, different ways that we categorize life, which again, as humans, we kind of feel the need to do to understand, but in doing so, we kind of separate ourselves from the wholeness of seeing it. It's all, no matter what we label it, it's all part of this whole thing called life, God, spirit, source. Pick your favorite word, pick the one that resonates with you. And so, it's human to desire to realize that this peace and this joy that we inherently knows is ours by divine birthright is there and present. We seek it. And we're going to go, oh, Reverend Joe, we're not supposed to seek for anything we're supposed to know. Yes. And until we know, we are seeking. We come from that place. That's just part of this evolution. We don't make any part of it wrong because it's all within the wholeness as it is anyway. So yes, God is wholeness, period. Life is wholeness, period. Whole, perfect, and complete. And the key to living holy, a holy spiritual life, and holy with a W, not just an H, holy as is complete, is a choice. And it's a choice that we first go into consciously. Everything begins with consciousness, our thought, our understanding, and then it moves into the physical world to experience. And so spiritual consciousness is attained by how? Well, by practice. by practicing what we call spiritual truth or life truth. And what does that mean? We call it universal truth. That means that it's true all the time. No matter who you are, no matter what you may or may not believe, it is just true. And so we do this through our experience. And this month, as we talk about this wholeness, I'm going to ask you, as Ernest Holmes says all the time, to be open at the top, to be open to receiving something that we're going to talk about, the way I share it for you, that benefits you, that opens yourself consciously to maybe a new way of viewing or understanding wholeness. I don't know about you, but I've been getting a lot of downloads, a lot of aha moments, especially the way I look at things from the past. I said I knew about it, I was healed about it, and then something else comes up and goes, oh, wait, tweak it just a little bit more and look at it this way. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I see more of the picture. And that's really what we're talking about. I don't know if we'll ever get to the point where we understand all there is to understand in this moment. But what I do believe that we can tap into the greatest amount of that we can individually, meaning we're choosing how much joy, how much love, how much freedom to experience in ourselves at all times. How? Well, by the power of our beliefs. And through those beliefs, we invite the perfect love of God, of source, of spirit, to guide us to that place of wholeness. We're already there, but we're on this journey of, in essence, forgetting and rediscovering. And it takes courage to do so. And really, and again, not discover. I want to make sure, because I can't remember what I just said, but I want to say rediscover, because it's not something that we didn't know before we came into this human existence. Remember, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. So we're doing this by choice. I choose to believe. And so wholeness. I want to ground ourselves in this idea, and what better way than to take a quote from either Hafiz or Rumi. We're going to start with Hafiz. And he says, "The beloved said, 'My name is not complete without yours. I am made whole by your life. Each soul completes me.'" So the beloved is what, he calls God, source, life. And what he's saying there is that God is incomplete without us, and that can't be. So that we have a reason that we are always within God. We can't be separate. We just can't be. And I just want you to entertain that thought. And any buts that come up, if I'm part of God, why, or but, just push those out for now. And just try to receive this idea. In religious science, which is our religion, the foul science of mind, same idea, and New Thought teachings, which is the umbrella that it falls under, we accept spiritual wisdom and truth wherever it can be found. And one place that I find this understanding of wholeness, or I found and still find, the idea of wholeness in a way that shifted me was during my ministerial studies, and I had a course on the Kabbalah. And the Kabbalah is an ancient and mystic Jewish part of Judaism. And there were parts of the book, actually I'll show it. I didn't think about that, but this is the book that a lot of it's coming from. I'll just hold it there for 3 more seconds. Beautiful book if you want to understand it. It's not a difficult read. Well, let me say that. It wasn't necessarily for me. It opened up my idea to the relationship between what they understood between God and man. And so I'm going to break it down for us to what I understood. So the first part was they claim that God is an unknowable mystery, right? Which we experience daily in our lives. And they come from the place that there's one God and that God created the entire universe, but we can't quite understand the how, which, we understand, we get that part. And yet we see evidence of the divine activity in our reality and within ourselves, and assume at some level there's an interconnectedness, is what it says. So kind of part one of this is that God is this mystery that's unknowable entirely, yet we do have this connection because I can feel it and I can see it and I can experience it with a capital I. So the next part of the next phase or whatever, the breakdown of this, and they say is whatever exists within the world first exists within God. So everything that we encounter, life points to, in essence, or is the likeness of something divine. I'm going to get dry mouth here, excuse me. So let me say that again. Everything that we encounter in life points to or is a likeness of something divine. Ernest Holmes says all the time that all is mind, right? All is consciousness. It comes from infinite intelligence, which is seeking to know itself. So in essence, whatever we experience here in our reality is still within and of God. All right. So God's a mystery, and whatever we experience in the world is of God. Okay. So to kind of anchor this in here, a part of what they say with regards to this comes right out of the book, is the mystic quest in Judaism is the search to discover the divine perfections that reside in our world. So they have these things called the 10 divine perfections. Okay. They teach that God is the sum of these perfections. And I just want to, because this is how I like to learn, I'm not going to go deep into it, but I'm going to share there we go. These are the 10 divine perfections or principles, they call them. So there's intellectual, there's emotional, there's sexual, and there's ethical or spiritual principles. And we discover God through and as these 10 principles. Okay. So the next part is, in essence, stage 3, okay, recognizing again, God is an unknowable mystery, yet we have this connection with it. And then anything we experience in our reality is a part or has a likeness of God. Now, remember, God in truth. Okay, remember that we have our own way of filtering things that can seem as evil, okay, but that's us seeing things in an unfocused way. I'll put it that way. So this next part says whatever exists within God eventually comes to exist in the world, right? So meaning everything, every aspect of source of the divine that is held in mind, not its mind, but in mind, in consciousness, will and can come into our reality. So that's summed up in New Thought and in our faith as thoughts become things. Every aspect of the divine we are experiencing in our lives to the level or degree that we allow in. Okay, so again, when I'm with this idea of wholeness, that everything's here now coming into our reality. Again, there's different ways of breaking it down into these principles, but we don't need to necessarily know that. We understand, we don't have to label. We know when we're feeling good, joy, exaltation, right? We let that inner alleluia, we feel that, we let it out. We see it happening in others, whether it's the cutest video of my wife was telling me yesterday, I didn't see the video, but there was a video of a cat that took in a baby mouse and was feeding it and brought it in with its kittens, right? And it's like, that's complete opposite in dualities and paradoxes. What's going on here? But that's love, right? There's that level of love that exists everywhere in consciousness, no matter what level you're at. And are we choosing to be a part of it or not? Again, so through Kabbalah, we're recognizing once again in their breakdown that it's all God everywhere, always. There's nothing outside of God. I keep saying that. And I say that, to remind myself, because it's really easy to say, get that out of my life. Okay. But it's also, what if I change the lens, right? Change the fire from within of how I see things. Okay. And then so going into this part 4, okay, I'm going to keep reviewing. God is an unknowable mystery. Okay. Part 2, or idea 2, is whatever exists within the world first exists within God. And then whatever exists within God also comes in the world. So recognize that reciprocal, in and out, the flowing of the divine in and out of our lives. And the last part that I'm sharing with you, there's a little more, but God depends on us. That which we call God, okay, needs us. In other words, if we believe that everything is mind and consciousness, then we, as in this physical form, are choosing to use that consciousness and express that consciousness in physical form. So without us, in essence, and we're not separate from God, but we're a part of that flow. Oh, we have this idea. Okay, and now I'm going to make it, quote, real to discover what that really is, what that looks like in, quote, this reality anyway. And who knows how many realities there are, but I can only talk about the one I'm a part of, right? So everything has its place in the world. And lastly, that I'm going to share with you about this is everything leads to a place of balance, harmony. So these 10, in their teachings in the Kabbalah, that these 10 principles lead to wholeness, to balance within the wholeness. And they talk about, even with regards to the chaos, the craziness, the anger is still a part of divine flow. So part of what they say here, sharing from the book again, the novel element in Kabbalistic thinking about God and man is their mutual and reciprocal interdependence. God is not complete by himself. They use that. This is coming from the Kabbalah way back when, so they use it as a masculine form. He cannot be perfect except when made so by human action. Right? So this is an ancient teaching, ancient wisdom that we're still rediscovering today, that everything we do is truly sacred, as we were talking about a couple weeks ago. It's all sacred. Why? Because it's all part of the flow of God. The creative spirit, idea, thought, manifesting through what we call law, or some may call the Holy Spirit, or the flow, conscious flowing, and then into reality, right? It's a process. We call it the creative process in our teaching. So Kabbalah, the essence, what they say is the essence of a human is their soul, that divine part that is infinite, that is eternal. And they say that the human soul is the deepest expression of divinity in the world. I want you to receive that. Your soul, my soul, right, is recognizing it is the deepest part of the divine that we can feel. That's what, in essence, we're doing through our spiritual practices, particularly when we meditate and we quiet the mind, right, and we just be, right? We're just being. We're not thinking, we're being. And that stream of consciousness, that stream of love, the stream of joy that's always there for us to participate in. Ram Dass, spiritual teacher and author, says, that's not what he says. I'm out of line. Where did I go? Whoop. All right. I didn't put that one in, I don't think, or it'll come up later. So let me just read it to you. Sorry, Bill, for that. The evolution of the soul is about decreasing separateness, shedding attachments that distract us from wholeness. I know it's in here somewhere, so somehow I got out of order. Is it the next one? Yep, there we go. I just out of order. So this is Ram Dass again. The evolution of the soul is about decreasing separateness, shedding attachments that distract us from oneness. Now, here's the thing I want to say about attachments and distraction, and that's part of life. That's part of life. I don't believe we sat here just to come here and hold hands and sing, although we can do that and we can feel the love and the energy of that. But we're here also to live life and discover divinity through, as we talked about last month, our mundane activities, the things kind of our responsibilities, and uniquely as us in the way that only we could experience life. And so, again, the soul that we are, the divinity that we are, is always within the wholeness of the divine, and it's a choice. All right. Sorry, I got out of order there. So, master teacher Jesus of Nazareth, or Jesus Christ within the Christian faith, He talked about seeking the kingdom of God or the kingdom of wholeness first. Then the things of this world will be added to our lives. Now, if we take that from our New Thought approach, seeking the kingdom is utilizing our spiritual practices through prayer, through meditation, visioning, reading, speaking affirmations to anchor us in this truth that God is present and I am that, right? God is, I am, and so it is. And we know that our words are creative power. Why? Because they are that which we call God's words. God's not up there on a hierarchy. It's everywhere. It's here. It's there. And really, there is no there because we're always here and we're always now. So we get to experience this wholeness any way we want. And we are always choosing. As you hear me say, by default or by design, we are choosing. We are co-creating our reality. And we can choose to come from this place of wholeness, to recognize, at least to the level that we can, embody spiritual truth. All right, now let me see if I'm going to go backwards here. So Ernest Holmes says, every prayer is answered when we realize love, wisdom, wholeness, the source of every good thing. And when we understand that there is a creative law which responds to us by corresponding to our belief. So every prayer is answered when we realize it's coming from the source of all, which is love, wisdom, joy, happiness, right? It's greater than this idea of hope, right? Hope is the beginning to recognizing, but we're not quite there yet. But hey, hope is a powerful, powerful step because it feels so much better to have hope because that means we're above the threshold of, we're to the threshold of receiving, of recognizing, of having an open mind. And that's very important. Right? Once we're open to receiving, then it can be brought to us. And then we can recognize that we're already living in the kingdom of wholeness. Reverend Dr. I said that twice. Roger Teal, from his book, This Life is Joy. He says, in true prayer, we stop forcing or trying to make things happen. Prayer is meditating upon and feeling higher truths that move us out of fear and into love, wholeness, and givingness of the divine. The purpose of prayer is to awaken inwardly to the presence and power of God so that our consciousness can become empowered to accept the good of God already given to us. And one of the practices that I'm going to ask you to do is to come from a place that everything is prayer, because we're always in it, right? What a great attitude of walking in a living prayer. So as we seek this sacred dimension of life first in our spiritual guidance, that's good, and we know that Spirit provides us with all that is necessary to accomplish a life of our choosing, a life of interaction with that joy and that wholeness that we're talking about. In other words, what I'm saying is if we have this idea that is of God, and then therefore that God also created and is ready to offer everything that we need to be on or to make that happen. If there's a desire of some sort, then that desire is already made full in the instance that we receive it. Okay? That's our co-creative ability, because what we're receiving in our mind already exists in the mind. That's what we call the mind of God, right? It's all there, and we're kind of have our own individual interconnectedness with the mind. Therefore, it's I, right? I and the Father are one, is what they say in Christianity, is what Jesus said. He recognized that the mind, the infinite mind, is my mind. I'm tapping into that. I'm calling it my mind, but really I'm tapping into the mind. So I guess the question then is, how much power, how much of this mind are we aware of and using? Do we see it from a place of wholeness? And that's okay. Are we taking a thimble Are we taking a bathtub full of it? Are we taking a pool, a public pool size? Well, it's infinite. It doesn't matter. And I'm not speaking from a place of more is always better as if greed, but a greater connection, a greater avenue of a channel of the divine flowing, of me recognizing maybe a little more quickly without resistance that I am perfect, whole, and complete. Okay. Plotinus says, we must close our eyes and invoke a new manner of seeing, a wakefulness that is the birthright of us all. And he's talking about coming from a place of wholeness. Right? Close our eyes, right? Meditate, invoke, right? We have this power. You have the power to invoke healing in your life at any time. It's shifting from the perspective of being broken, of being hurt, of being traumatized. And we're not making those wrong, but recognizing that's an experience, but our truth is wholeness. Going back to Greek wisdom, Plato says, beauty was ours in all its brightness. Whole were we who celebrated that festival. So as we celebrate beauty, an aspect of the divine, as we celebrate truth, as we celebrate joy, any aspect of divine is the whole divine. And celebrate that daily. As we do that, all right, going back to the last month of seeing everything is sacred, then we open again to this greater flow of wholeness, of all that we desire, technically, even if we just want to look at it that way. Right? Again, this is what we call the creative process in science of mind, the seed, soil, plant. Seed is thought. Soil is what we call the law, the action part of God. That's not our domain. We allow spirit to deliver it perfectly in our perfect and highest and best way. And then we receive a manifestation of or form. Right? So if we're looking to be more prosperous, the money shows up. If we're looking for better health, our body transforms. So our sense of wholeness often has to do with our expectations. And so it is important to recognize where we're at, where we're coming from the time we wake up on. What is our intention, right? Do I expect my life to unfold perfectly? Now, we're not talking about control. I'm not talking about saying, okay, this is going to happen and this is going to happen and this. We put it out there. Okay. And then we allow and know that everything that is happening is for our best and highest good. Author, and I think he was an anthropologist, if I remember correctly, Joseph Campbell says that we all want to feel, and he quotes, the rapture of being alive. We all want to feel that. I'm going to say that again because it excites me. The rapture of being alive. What if we woke up with that intent? Today, my intention is to feel the rapture of being alive. Now, what is that going to deliver? And step into that, right, with our expectation of how that's going to show up. I'm not going to determine. I'm just going to allow spirit to deliver it. Why? Because I trust and I know that I am that. So why would I deliver something crazy in my life? Right? So yes, we have these divine expectations. Now, when they're not met in our own way, we tend to feel incomplete. We get disappointed. We may get angry because we're not seeing as God sees, and that's okay. That's part of the journey. That's part of becoming. That's part of evolving. Excuse me. Krishnamurti says, follow the wandering, the distraction. Find out why the mind has wandered. Pursue it. Go into it fully. When the distraction is completely understood, then that particular distraction is gone. When another one comes, pursue it also. Now, this quote reminds me of a poster I have here. It's an ancient Zen proverb that says, the obstacle is the path. So where we feel the resistance, dive in, because that's us. How do I know that? Because I don't believe in victimhood. I believe that everything there is put there, right, as in an experience. Therefore, I have control of how to receive that. So if I'm feeling distracted, if I'm feeling angry, dive into that. What is it? Because it's not the other person. The other person's doing something that's reminding me of a thought or a belief or a pattern of behaving that is coming from a place of anger. And then what happens is that anger is really stealing the power of and blocking us from experiencing wholeness. So that is a gift. And when we overcome it, we take that power back. Okay. I'm watching my time here. Perfect. Okay. So I want to share a story that kind of helps to anchor this idea of wholeness. It goes like this. It says, after years of searching for the ultimate truth, a seeker was told to go to a cave in which he would find a well and the answer would be shown. Ask the well what is truth, he was told, and the well will reveal it to you. He indeed found the cave and inside the well, and he asked the question of his life, what is truth? From the depths of the well, there was a reply. Go to the village crossroad. There you shall find what you are seeking. Filled with hope, the man ran to the crossroad to find only 3 rather uninteresting shops. One shop was selling pieces of metal, another sold wood, and the third shop sold thin pieces of, it says metal again, metal, wood, and the third shop, so pieces of metal. Sorry about that. I just realized that's wrong. But anyway, nothing, we'll move on. Nothing and no one there seemed to have much to do with the revelation of truth. So again, he's recognizing the mundane. Disappointed, the seeker returned to the well and demanded an explanation, but was told that in due time he would understand. Feeling that he had been made to look foolish, he left the cave and set out again on his quest seeking truth. Years passed and he grew older. He moved more slowly, more deliberately. He began spending more time in his life being more present with that which was before him, seeing things more completely. One night as he was walking through a village, the sound of sitar music caught his attention. It was beautiful, played with great mastery and inspiration. Deeply moved, the truth seeker sat before the sitar player. He looked at the musician's fingers moving over the strings and began to intently see the sitar itself. In that moment, the truth he sought was revealed. The sitar was made out of wires, pieces of metal, and wood, just like those he had seen years before in the 3 stores at the crossroads. He understood the message of the well, that he had already been given everything he needed. The task is to assemble it and use it. The parts of our lives are not so meaningful. The parts of our lives are not so meaningful as long as we perceive only separate fragments. But when we see the fragments as whole, a deeper, more vivid reality of meaning emerges. Right? So in essence, what came through me after reading this was that wholeness is not something to seek, but something to reveal. That God is constantly overflowing in our lives and is made complete and whole through our lives. It's all life, all source happening in and out. So wholeness is a feeling, a knowing, a vibration, and a revealing in ourselves and the world. Let me say that again. Wholeness is a feeling, a knowing, a vibration, and a revealing in ourselves and the world. And last quote I want to share with you to anchor this is from John O'Donohue. He says, I would love to live like a river flows, carried by the surprise of its own unfolding. Again, wake up with that enthusiastic expectation that we're just rivers flowing and everything that unfolds in our life is surprising to us in the most beautiful, perfect way. All right. So home practice this week. A couple questions for you. 1, what is your definition of wholeness? I want you to contemplate that. And 2, talk or write about a time, a moment when you felt whole, when you felt at one with God. Now, it's important. If we don't bring these things up in our awareness, why would they ever? If we keep them off to the side, maybe maybe we're ashamed of it. Maybe we feel awkward. But if we really want to experience that more, bring it up in our consciousness. Share, talk about those amazing times when we felt, the divine was looking out for me there. Oh, I really felt the presence and the power of life. Yes, that is what really breaks us open to the revealing that it's all there. All right. And as a practice, we have our affirmation. Wholeness is a feeling and a revealing to experience within the world and beyond. So let's say that with expectation on the count of 3, 2, 1. Wholeness is a feeling and a revealing to experience within the world and beyond. Because it's all there. Everything in the universe is whole. Even those things where we view through telescopes far out there. It's all the divine. It's all perfect, whole, and complete. So let's anchor in prayer and affirm that it is all one perfect whole, that there is nothing and could be nothing outside of it. It is not God, source, spirit, and something else. It is all God, source, spirit, unrevealing itself. And it's evolving within itself. It is in constant motion and constant activity. Everything in life is the activity of the divine, is the unfolding of the divine, is the revealing of the perfection and wholeness of the divine. And what I know to be true is I, and every I that is listening, is the expression, is the divine. And we are simply choosing to be on a magnificent journey of revealing. That each one wakes with enthusiasm to what the day will unfold, to feeling as if we are carried in that divine river and we are surprised by everything that shows up, knowing that it's happening for our best and our highest good. And blessing each one that hears my voice, blessing each one because there is only one, knowing that they are perfect, whole, and complete. Blessing our center and our community and the community outside the center and this world, this race, knowing it comes from spiritual truth. It is love. It is joy. It is peace. And we affirm that happening as God's activity in our world, in our life, because that is wholeness manifesting now. And let's affirm this together by saying, and so it is. Namaste.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
I love talking about source, and that was
Oh.
a great way of chills. Yeah,
Thank you.
it's all good. All right, and we're going to have a Zoom call afterwards.
I was just going to say, I hope people show up to talk about it, right?
Please show up. That would be. It's an interesting conversation.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, we have some announcements. We have a community care circle. Our phone number is 435-893-6702. Please call us if you have anything that you want just a little tad of care for. We also have prayer requests at prayer@CSLSG St. George.org. And we have practitioners, 6, I believe, that are active right now that are just waiting to help you in any way that you need help. Next in-person service is December 10th, and we'll be waiting to see you there. Please bring a friend, and let's celebrate December. Okay, our Zoom conversation we just had a little talk about. We'll see you there, hopefully. And the details, of course, are in the newsletter. Okay, we are abundant prosperity. We're not looking for it, we are it. And so if you have inclinations within yourself to give, please consider giving to CSL St. George. This Zelle is a bank-to-bank transfer system, and it works for me, and I know it'll work for a lot of people. If not, you can give online on PayPal. Our link is at CSLSG.org on their donation page, or use the QR code that's right here. Of course, you can always mail us a check too. It's still, they still do checks in the world. Okay. Our upcoming Sunday, December 10th, recognizing wholeness. it's interesting that we're looking at all of these parameters of wholeness, and I really, really enjoy it. So I can't wait for that. That'll be fun. And December 17th, in the name of wholeness. What does that mean? Enriching our world. Okay, that's going to be given by Senior Minister Reverend Joe Kovach. All right, we're going to bring everybody back on. Okay, the gang's all here. Something wonderful is happening for me right now.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in all that I do.
I am it, I embrace it, and I share it.
Just the way that it is.
And just the way that it is becoming.
Wow, thank you, guys.
Woohoo!
Thank you, Wholeness.
Bye, everybody. See you on Zoom.
See you in Zoom.
Joining us. See you in person next week.
Yeah.
Bring a friend.